Massive things have been happening on Oldschool RuneScape. Jagex just released changes that will drastically affect the game for all of us, with today's new update blog post hitting huge changes in agility, thieving, slayer, mining, Zalcano, and so many more changes that if you play Oldschool RuneScape, you're gonna want to know about. Beginning with the entire skilling overhaul that Jagex is bringing into the game. They start out today's update post with agility. Love it or hate it. It's one of the most impactful skills in Oldschool. Despite this, it's not exactly a fun skill to train, so they're making big changes to agility by tweaking the numbers to better position different activities and unlocks, starting with agility courses. Agility courses are the primary training method from level 1 to 99, and Jagex says unfortunately it's not uncommon to unlock a new course, check the wiki, and see that it's not really worth your time, and then dropped a ton of changes to the agility rooftop courses, both buffing and nerfing different courses throughout the game. They increased the Gnome Stronghold agility course from 9,250 experience to 10,000 experience per hour. They increased the Al-Kharid rooftop course. With these changes, the Barbarian Outpost agility course will now start granting you 5,000 strength experience an hour for completing it. The Falador rooftop course will be seeing a buff to 35,000 experience an hour, with the Sears Village course being nerfed slightly, and the Ardome rooftop course seeing a buff as well. And then at the bottom of this little section, they threw in something huge. Jagex is wanting to add Marks of Grace to all regular agility courses, including the Wilderness course. And they also want to remove various points of failure towards ends of agility courses, meaning that you will fall less during agility, making it faster to level up. But they aren't done adding big changes to the agility skill. The Brimhaven agility arena is seeing a massive change that's going to make it viable again. They start by saying this course is so special it deserves its own category. But despite it having a load of cool stuff within, the Brimhaven agility arena is looking a little deserted these days. Jagex aims to retain its identity while improving its overall appeal by giving it a way more competitive experience rate, by adjusting the fail rates in the arena, giving you a flat experience rate when handing in tickets, giving you bonus experience when you obtain tickets that scale with your agility level every 10 levels, giving you a brand new Brimhaven store voucher that is achieved at tickets obtained milestones, which can be exchanged for any of the non-experience rewards, adding MLAs to Pirate Jackie's fruit store, allowing you to get a ticket on your first pillar, and if you're the first player to touch a pillar, you'll get an extra chunk of experience. Now that sounds like something that would definitely bring some extra life to the agility arena. And to bring it full circle, to make agility so much more valuable, they're also changing the agility shortcuts throughout the game, making shortcuts more relevant for their level bracket and adding more motivation to train the agility skill, starting with removing the achievement diary requirements for all of these shortcuts and massive skill adjustments for these shortcuts, making them quicker to obtain and allowing us to get through the game faster with lower agility. They're also adding in 4 brand new shortcuts, which will reside in Fossil Island, 1 in Waterbirth Island, another in Shiloh Village, and another in Falador, moving us into the changes coming to the thieving skill. And after this, we're going to move into the impacting changes on Slayer, mining, Zalcano, and much more. Did you know that there's a few Discord servers that are dedicated on giving GP out? One way players make a lot of GP without necessarily playing in game is by entering giveaways that usually occur on YouTube videos, streams, social media posts, or Discord servers. Here's an example of a giveaway-based Discord server that gives hundreds of millions of GP, if not billions of GP away weekly. Everything they do is completely free to enter, and they also track any Twitch streamers that have giveaway in their title and have a notifier for anyone who's interested in that type of content. I'll leave a link in the description for those of you guys who want to join and have a passive way to make some GP. Jagex starts by saying our thieving changes are largely about rebalancing failure rates, XP drops, and stall respawn times, beginning with pickpocketable NPCs receiving changes, which will reduce the failure rate on Yanil Watchmen, Paladin, Gnomes, Heroes, and Tazar Hers, and increasing the experience per pickpocket for some of them, skyrocketing the experience per hour you'll gain, with the Tazar even giving you up to 313,000 experience per hour at level 99, versus its current 260k an hour right now. Jagex says these tweaks to failure rates mean that pickpocketing should feel so much better to train. Then jumped right into all the changes coming to stalls around RuneScape. These changes aim to breathe new life into Gilnor's marketplaces and are aimed at more casual players, which consist of adding huge buffs to the experience rates, with most notably the Spice stall going from 7.4 thousand experience an hour currently to over 50,000 experience per hour, and others like the Magic stall seeing similar increases. Jagex says their intention isn't for stalls to surpass pickpocketing in terms of experience per hour, but to provide attractive alternatives for low intensity skill killers, and those hoping to stock up on particular resources. 100% this is going to help a lot of Ironmen, new accounts, and make thieving much more approachable. But Jagex did not stop there. The Slayer skill is seeing some big changes. Jagex says Slayer is an old school classic, but newer players are often confused by its popularity. The early levels can be a real grind, and beginner Slayer relies on lots of out-of-game research. The tasks you encounter are sluggish and slow. Jagex wants to improve early game Slayer by removing more egregious Slayer tasks, and they would like to bring the thrill of obtaining a special drop into early game Slayer by adding a small number of uniques which will provide limited utility against low-level tasks, which throws us into one of the biggest changes. Jagex is removing a ton of tasks from Slayer Masters, with Vanica losing these tasks, most notably Earth Warriors, which will drastically hurt the Edgeville Dungeon Wilderness PK, and Sheldar losing these tasks. And aside from removing a bunch of monsters from the Slayer Masters, they've also had both the minimum and maximum quantity of monsters you'll get during the tasks reduced. This means that we'll be able to complete tasks faster at lower levels and gain many more Slayer points. There's also some Slayer monster changes, like on Killer Watts. They reduced their range defense to -10, and they're going to be seeing a new drop into the game, Grounding Bolts, which are equivalent to Mithril Bolts but deal a 30% bonus damage against electrical creatures. Fever Spiders are going to be seeing a loot table, and Cave Bugs will be dropping the Bug Basher, a new degradable weapon that breaks after 1,000 uses, has a 3-tick attack rate and a minimum hit of 5 against bugs. This will then make Jagex classify bugs as their own NPCs, saying that they can roll this out to spiders and the Noculus, which would be incredibly interesting. But Jagex did not stop there. Mining is seeing a ton of updates, with the Motherlode mine getting a massive buff, changing the timer that the veins run on, having coal provide you experience when revealed by cleaning pay dirt, adding in a new super hopper which will be unlockable for 50 golden nuggets, allowing you to deposit pay dirt from the upper level, reducing the upper level unlock to 57 mining, and they're going to improve how you obtain golden nuggets so you don't feel like you have to hand in pay dirt 9 at a time. These changes will make unlocks more impactful while making the activity more reliably low intensity. And additionally, this will increase the experience rates at lower levels. The Volcanic Mine is going to get Prospector's outfit to the Petrified Pete's shop, and they're going to remove the kudos requirement and the requirement to claim rewards from the building up the Fossil Island camp, giving us a faster way to get our hands on the Prospector outfit and get those juicy bonus experience rewards. Blast Mine is going to see an experience boost by 10%. Amethyst and the Mining Guild are going to see a rebalance of the mining gloves in terms of both price and passive effects, so they're more desirable. Gem mining will be unlocked with the Karamja Medium Diary instead of the hard one. Sandstone and Granite Quarry will be getting more viable spots per world to reduce competition. Regular mining is going to get more clue geodes, and Zalcano gets its own section all to herself. They start by saying right now Zalcano is a potent moneymaker, but they've been seeing a lot of calls to make this high-intensity boss a more viable training method, which is where a brand new currency to Zalcano's regular loot table comes into play, where we'll be able to trade into an NPC and get some extra goodies. When handing over the currency, we'll be able to choose whether we're paid back in experience or the same loot as we're currently getting from defeating the boss. This allows us to get more experience out of Zalcano or keep the consistent moneymaker that it currently is. They do say they would like to cap Zalcano at around 50,000 experience per hour just to make sure there's a good balance, putting us on the home stretch. Massive miscellaneous skilling improvements, with most notably adjusting the requirement for creating a toxic blowpipe to 78 fletching instead of 53, making it take longer for Ironmen to be able to create a toxic blowpipe. Allow players to make Guthix rests in a single action, and have a Necklace of Faith provide 25% prayer points when triggered, up from 10%. And as a thank you for reaching this far in the video, I'm going to toss one of you an Armadale chestplate. Just like the video, leave your RuneScape name in the comment section below so I know how to contact you, and subscribe. I'll see you all in the streams.